Thank you, everybody. Thanks for coming out this afternoon. First of all, just to say welcome to the Q. And we are very excited to announce the acquisition of the Cleveland Gladiators, the Arena Football League, to become part of our overall family, Dan Gilbert's family of teams here at the Q, joining the Cavaliers, the Monsters at the Q, also with the Charge on board now down in Canton. So very, very excited for that to be taking place. And first off, just want to acknowledge and thank Jim Ferraro, who, Jim, if it weren't for Jim, we would not have the Arena Football League here in Cleveland. So Jim has owned this team, has believed in the AFL, had a chance to locate this team in any number of markets throughout the country, and chose Cleveland. And for that, we'll be eternally grateful because, as many of you have seen, the action-packed, just excitement, family-friendly environment that is all part of the AFL, and how it presents itself here in this arena, and how it just presents itself overall as a sport is just incredibly exciting from that end. We had a very unique opportunity here in terms of Jim coming forth with this, and we were excited to be even considered for this, and it obviously made great sense in that it plays here in the Q. And we feel that with that, we have a tremendous group of people throughout our organization in terms of certainly the assets we have, the resources we have, the commitment we have for a overall just first-class fan entertainment experience, and are hopeful to be able to continue that legacy and that commitment with every step of the way here, and being able to build off of the success the Gladiators have had to date, and certainly Bernie will talk about this in a second, what's taken place certainly on the field, but build that even further off the field as well. And one other note too, again, this is just another great example of Dan Gilbert's commitment to Northeast Ohio. It has been incredible what has continued to evolve here over time, and we see it manifested in so many different ways, whether it be here at the Q, whether it be the Horseshoe Cleveland as it's continuing to evolve about a block and a half away, to the Charge, to Fathead, any number of entities that we have to that extent. But Dan is incredibly excited about this opportunity as well, and just another opportunity to show his commitment to Northeast Ohio, and hopefully continue to build on what's taking place here, all the tremendous positive energy we have throughout our community. We will continue to build off of the team. If you look at, we want to recognize Phil Taser. Phil will help lead, be part of our organization moving forward. Will help lead the business transition from a team end. We'll be out to augment those efforts from a business perspective. But we're excited to have Phil. As you know, many of you have dealt with Phil over the years in working on that end. But at this point, I'd like to turn it over to Jim Ferraro. Jim?
Thank you, Len. This is kind of an emotional day. Not kind of, it is an emotional day for me, because I started this team at the end of 2000. We had our first season in 2001. And I'm very passionate about the game. We moved the team to Cleveland in 2008, and the fans in Cleveland were great. We had a great year that year. We had good crowds, and everyone took it with open arms. Unfortunately, the next year, the league went dark for a year, and that was so we lost traction. So we came back in 2009, played 2009 and 10, and it was just I personally was not that involved in the management of the team, but we had a series of some mistakes in the front office that hurt the franchise, and it really needed a big boost. The opportunity that the Gladiators have here, and I'm very passionate about it being in Cleveland, and there's no better opportunity for this team to thrive than with Dan Gilbert and his organization, and there's no question about that. And when I approached Len, and they were excited about the opportunity, this team is going to thrive here. It's a great time to get tickets now, while there's a lot of seats available, because there are a lot of seats available based on the last couple of years. But it's a great product, and for me personally, it's bittersweet. But there's an element of happiness for me in this, because I know the team that I started way back when is going to thrive, and it'll be here for years to come. And I thank all the fans of Cleveland for the passion they showed in 2008, and I know they'll be back in 2011. And I thank you too, Len. And Bernie, by the way, who's been instrumental in the football side of the operation. By the way, we have a very good football team, a very good football coach. We were in the playoffs last year. A lot of people may not know that, but Bernie's done a phenomenal job with the coach on the football side of the operation. Thank you.
Thanks, Jim, and again, thanks for all you've done in terms of making this a reality, and we appreciate everything you've done to that regard. And we're also excited to be able to work and continue to work with Bernie. And Bernie's going to maintain his role as a special advisor to the Gladiators as we move forward. And Bernie has been someone who's been a friend to our organization for a number of years, beyond the realm of the Gladiators. But I think, now it's great to finally have the chance to work formally with Bernie, and he's been a personal friend in addition to a friend of our organization, and has done, as Jim said, a terrific job in working with Steve Tunn and shaping, what has been a very successful team on the field and the promise of that going forward. So, Bernie?
Thanks, Len. First, Jim, thanks for your trust and respect in me and giving me the opportunity to find Coach Tunn and help with the players over the last few years. Getting to know Len from being around here and getting to know Dan Gilbert and the family of companies that he's brought here. And if you really think about over the last 6 years, maybe not even that long, for Dan Gilbert and all the companies and sports teams that he has, to have over 2,000 jobs in northeastern Ohio, and that's even before the horseshoe comes. It's just an unbelievable, lucky thing, I think, for all of us in the community and for us personally, and to become friends with him and getting to know him, getting to know Len and his commitment to the town, to the organization, to doing things first class about people. I'm just really proud to be a part of. And again, with Steve Tunn I have over here, me and him have been working on the football side of it, and there's been some expansion within the league over the last couple years, and we've got some cool rivalries now with, in 2008, we got to the conference finals. Unfortunately lost to Bon Jovi in Philadelphia, but Pittsburgh since joined the league. We had to beat them last year here at home to win the East Division and win our division and make it for a home playoff game, and we fully expect to be proud and have a team that really competes and plays hard. And Coach Tunn's the main reason for that. You want to join us, Coach? Huh?
Put you on the spot.
No, I'm just very happy to be here. I'm glad. I set it down to some of the staff people that, I was excited to come here 2 years ago when Bernie and Jim brought me in, and it's been a great organization, and I know it's going to continue now with Dan, and I'm excited that I can stay here, excited about the fans, excited that we're still at the Q, so we're just getting ready to go. We start in a month, so we're really concentrating on football right now, but we're going to be ready to go here in a month, so everything looks pretty bright this year, and we know we have, like Bernie said, we have some good rivalries that started last year. We hope to continue those, and plus to not only defend our division, but hopefully go further this year, so we're pretty excited as a team.
Yeah, I'll echo that go further statement. Huh?
So at this point, we're open for any questions you may have.
Please wait for the microphone before you ask.
Len, is it full ownership by the Cavs?
Yes.
100%?
Yes.
Smile, Dennis. Smile.
My call is Bernie. I will smile.
Check your voice. Check your voicemail today.
Len, was this franchise ever in danger of leaving if Dan did not step in? I guess that's open to anybody.
That would probably be me. Okay. The answer to that is no. I would have kept it here, but I want this thing to thrive, and because of my other business interests, I can't devote enough time to it personally. And we had a series of bad luck on the management side the last 2 years, and it was really grossly mismanaged. And I don't want to get into too much of that, but it's personal to me that this thing work right, and I'm happy not to have to divert my time away from my other business interests to do what needs to be done here, and it's in the best hands it could possibly be. And I couldn't have dreamed up a better scenario. And when I approached Len and he was excited about the opportunity, and he spoke to Dan and everyone was on board, it's the best thing for the team, it's the best thing for the fans. You're going to have a much better franchise. It still would have been here, but it wouldn't have been as good.
Len, can you give us a sense of how you think having the Cavs and the Monsters in the same building will help? I know there's some synergies with the Monsters and the Cavs, and talk a little bit maybe about how the Monsters will benefit by the Cavs here and how the Gladiators in turn will be benefited by.
Well, in essence, this is what we do. So we're a sports and entertainment entity and organization. We have a tremendous group of people here, from our leadership to every member in our team and organization, very passionate about sports in general. And we've had the benefit of getting a chance to really know and get to see firsthand the product that the AFL represents. And you have just an incredibly dynamic product in terms of whether it be hard-hitting, action-packed, incredibly skilled players. I know we've talked about the number of players who've played both in the AFL and the NFL, which is a stunning amount of upwards of 700 players who have done both. So this is at an incredibly high level. So we feel ultimately, with hopefully the support of our team and providing the best overall fan experience, will put the Gladiators on a path to be as successful as it possibly can be. And we've certainly seen how that helps, whether it be an entity like the Monsters or even with the Charge being part of the family and being able to benefit from that platform. And I guess the last thing I would say is it just really speaks to the culture that Dan has been able to implement with whatever he touches. We've certainly been. It's been tremendous for all of us to be part of that, and that aspiration to be the best, the quest to be the best at what we do, the best operators in what we do, and focus on the inches that are all around us to make it better. And that'll be the continued approach we'll have with everything we do, including now the Gladiators.